Howdy, Ike Cowboy here. Today I'm going to be addressing my political views on the AR-15 and why I don't believe in banning it, and addressing a lot of the arguments made towards banning it and the people and how they feel around it. When it comes to AR-15s, they aren't the #1 gun used in mass shootings. Let's see, from 1982 to 2020, there have been 228 different guns used in mass shootings. And during these mass shootings, only 55 of them were rifles, and the AR-15 falls under this category. The rest were pistols or shotguns. Second, people always say that, why do you need an AR-15 for hunting? Well, AR-15 isn't just for hunting, it's for self-defense. Guns aren't just for hunting. But it's not a bad gun for hunting. It uses multiple different calibers. A lot of people think it uses just one. That's not true. But the standard round that most people think of is either a 5.56 or 2.23. You must be a terrible shot if you need an AR-15 to hit. Well, an AR-15 functions, when it comes to accuracy, pretty much the same as any gun. Yeah, it's going to be a little different based on how the gas chambers and how you hold the gun and everything. But you aim down your sights, get them on target, pull the trigger. Now, if you're talking about it being semi-automatic or automatic, it is not automatic. If you're talking about semi-automatic, yes, it is semi-automatic, just like most hunting rifles and shotguns. And if you're someone who's against that, well, then that's a different argument. But when it comes to this gun, it doesn't shoot faster than other semi-automatic guns. It fires just as fast. It is mag-fed, like most hunting rifles actually are. You may not know that by looking at them, because usually they have shorter mags inside of them. But you can get bigger mags from most hunting rifles. When it comes to hunting with them, if you shoot a deer or an animal and you miss the vital organ, because it's a pretty small window and a pretty small target to hit a vital organ that will kill them instantly if you don't want to sour the meat. So if you miss and it starts moving, instead of letting it go in agony, shoot it again. So I'd rather have a semi-automatic than a bolt action, and rather have more ammo. Because what if you're hunting predators? I live in Texas. So if someone has cattle, they may have coyotes come and attack them at night. And you may want a lot of rounds for multiple different predators attacking your cattle. There's also things like hogs, which travel in packs. You're gonna want something that holds a lot of ammo and that could be powerful, which, depending on what it's chambered in, the gun can be powerful, like any other rifle. But I want something with more ammo, because if I run across multiple hogs or even one hog, their skin is so thick and you may panic if they charge you, because these are violent animals, that I want something that if I miss or hit an area that's not killing it and it doesn't take it down, I want to hit again. On average, police, when they shoot someone, it takes about 7 shots for someone to go down. A hog has thicker skin and thicker skull and is a lot tougher. Now let's go self-defense. The gun is great for self-defense. A lot of people say, oh, you just use a shotgun. Well, shotguns, different ammo types, may not even hurt someone that bad. And you can have different gauge that people may not be comfortable shooting. My girlfriend does not like shooting a 12 gauge. But she's fine shooting AR-15 and 2.23. She's also fine with handguns. But people tend to be more accurate with rifles and handguns. So I'd rather have a rifle for her and for me. Well, I do have a handgun to use for protection too. I like my AR-15. I can also have lights on it. I can have easy sights like my EOTech, which is a holographic sight, which gets me on target quicker. So during a situation where I'm kind of panicking and my adrenaline's going, instead of having to line up my iron sights, I can easily aim down and get on target. It's easy to use. It's not a hard gun to learn how it functions like a lot of people say it is. It's very simple, very easy. It's one of the first guns I learned how to use when shooting. It's a great gun for kids to shoot. It's very simple and easy. And when it comes to self-defense, there's so many different things you could do with the gun. Different barrel lengths, different calibers, different magazine sizes, different attachments that can help make the gun right for each individual. And that's what people really love about the gun. Now, next let's talk about that it's mag-fed, which makes it more dangerous. 90% of guns are mag-fed. For example, 1911, now this is actually a Rock Island 2011, but 1911, gun that's been around since 1911, is mag fed. You get a double stack or single stack. And they can hold, this one holds 8 rounds, this magazine, where the 2011 traditionally, which is debatable, holds more ammo on 45 ACP because it's double stack. I don't own a double stack, but I own a double stack 9mm, which is pretty common. And a double stack 9mm, this holds 15 rounds. It's common for a double stack 9mm to hold 15. So most pistols hold around 15 rounds, since 9mm is the most popular caliber for a handgun. Also, all pistols are semi-automatic and mag-fed, pretty much. And they function closely enough, basically, to an AR-15, where the only thing that makes the AR-15 more dangerous would be that it's a rifle, because this AR-15 can be chambered in 9mm like this HK P30L. But you could also have an AR-15 as a pistol. There are pistol AR-15s. You just get a really short barrel. So if you're someone who doesn't want to ban semi-automatic handguns, or even revolvers that are double action because they're basically semi-automatic, you pull for each trigger, they will go off. But they hold 6 rounds, but you could just carry multiple of those on you. So when it comes to capacity, you also have to look at a video that I'll link in here, which shows trained professional, which training on reloading is not that hard. You don't have to be professional. You just have to get a gun, and even if no ammo in it, just practice taking a magazine and putting it in, taking it out. So, but it shows people shooting guns with different magazine sizes, shooting the same amount of ammo and timing it. 30 round versus 10 round isn't a big deal. Where ammo capacity really comes into play is if you're someone who hasn't practiced shooting or reloading, or if you're in a situation where you're maybe fighting animals that are attacking other animals. For example, coyotes attacking your cattle. If you want to defend your cattle, you're going to be stressed, and every time you miss, you're going to have to realign your shot quicker to make sure you get an accurate shot, or shoot the animal multiple times that's attacking your cattle to protect them. Same thing in a situation if you're in your home. Say there's your family over there and attackers over there. They all have guns, and you have a gun. I'm not going to want something that just has 6 shots when I'm going to have to get behind cover and try to get them before they can get my family, because I'm going to be stressed and I'm going to be firing quickly. And that means I'm going to have to reload. If they have multiple guns, they can fire at me, which means I have to take cover. And which means I have to put suppressing cover, some suppressing fire, sometimes just so my family can move, or so I can get myself out in the situation where I get aim better. So I'm going to want more ammo. 10 rounds isn't going to do much if you have multiple people, just 2 people, shooting at you. And if you're an untrained shooter, you're going to miss a lot. Cops miss around 80% of shots. The statistics actually, they miss, or these shots are ineffective, which means if you get hit, they don't stop a person. So it's 7 out of 10 shots they actually miss. So let's say a person comes in your house, someone who's never trained like a cop, you have 10 rounds, you miss 7 out of 10. Well, now, how many shots does it take down a person? Well, on average, military and police say it takes about 6 to 8 shots for a person who is attacking and on adrenaline to become ineffective or fall down. Especially when someone maybe they have a vest on them, bulletproof vest, or someone that's on drugs, like PCP. It's going to take a lot more ammo. Ammo capacity is something individuals need for protection. Maybe for hunting, depending on what you're hunting, you don't need too much ammo, but that's ridiculous. Because it depends on what you hunt, not your shot, not your accuracy. Because you could go hunting deer and come into a bear, and your caliber may not be great for a bear, so it's going to take multiple shots. I'd rather carry more ammo. Let's get into the calibers. First of all, there's this article that goes around talking about the shooting. It's a doctor who compares 9mm to the AR-15 rounds. He never even states the round he's talking about. He just says AR-15. Well, I'll get into another video more about this article, but short version, an AR-15 can be chambered in 9mm. It's not just chambered in 223 or 5.56, which is what I'm assuming he's referring to. It can also be chambered in a lot of different rifles rounds. So that argument is pointless right there, but let's continue. he starts talking about how its velocity and the power behind it, how much body does to damage, and turns it like in the Swiss cheese. Well, he's comparing a pistol round to a rifle round in the first place. You can't compare a rifle round to a pistol round and not compare it to other rifle rounds. Why this round could have, and it does have a lot of velocity, a lot of other rifle rounds that are bigger have great velocity, but they also have more power, and they're bigger, like 50 BMG. 50 caliber will tear a human apart. It's insane damage. That has high velocity, but has a insane amount of power. So this article is not taking into account rounds that are similar, or really a viable reason to compare these rounds. Just because you see these rounds in the ER all the time does not mean they're the same thing. This article is not anything that should be used in any debate. Next is all these videos you see about people shooting the AR-15. They're using, again, .223 into a ballistic gel, and then they shoot a 9mm into the ballistic gel, and they look at the wave, the shock wave caused by it. Again, 9mm shot out of a handgun versus .223 shot out of a rifle. So those videos are pointless. And then people call it a weapon of war. It's not a weapon of war. A weapon of war, first of all, a lot of guns like 1911 have been used in war, and were considered weapons of war. 1911 is one of the guns we used the longest in our military. So just because we retired it doesn't mean it's not deadly, and just because it's a weapon of war, which the AR-15 again is not, doesn't mean it's actually too much more dangerous. The AR-15 is not automatic like the M4s and M16s the military uses. Why, it can be illegally modified, just like most semi-automatic guns can be illegally modified to become automatic. That's a lot harder than people think it is to do. The gun is not an assault weapon. It's not a weapon of war. An assault weapon, first of all, is a political term that was used to ban assault weapons, and it includes things like a shotgun that is cylinder-fed, or other words, cylinder-fed like my revolver here. So because it holds 6 rounds and has a turning chamber, for some reason that's an assault weapon. The assault weapon term is so broad that if they wanted to, they could change one word and make this an assault weapon. Banning assault weapons could lead to mass banning on any weapons, and it would include most handguns. Now, assault rifle is just an assault rifle, a term used by the military. Well, the term has been changed and politically and used in different ways, but on the baseline term, original definition, the AR-15, civilian AR-15 is not an assault rifle. It is not capable of automatic fire, and it is not capable, as in when you get it legally, and it is not select fire. Assault rifle is a mag-fed rifle that rapidly fires and is select fire. This is not select fire. This is basically a bigger version of any semi-automatic pistol. It is mag-fed, and it's semi-automatic, fires each time you pull the trigger. And I can shoot my AR-15 just as fast as I can shoot this. Actually, because of my trigger on the guns, as long as this, if I'm shooting it in single action, I can shoot this faster, especially in close range. The media has politicized it. The media glorifies these shooters. Every time a shooter uses this gun, he's in the media longer than the shooter who doesn't. And his face gets plastered all over the internet. And he is shown as a hero in certain aspects to the people who are like him, the people that were bullied and want to go shoot up schools but are too scared to. These people see him as a hero. And he gets attention that he never got, because even if it's a bad intention, humans want attention. He gets attention instead of being ignored or bullied like he was his whole life, which happens to a lot of school shooters, not all of them. But they start doing this because they go mentally ill and they crave attention and they need it. So when they see that the media glorifies shooters who use this gun, they're going to use that gun. So the media has made the gun seem more dangerous than it really is. Its function is simple. It functions like any semi-automatic gun. It's a great time with all the political stuff going on to talk about this. And I hope we can have a dialogue. Even if you don't agree with me, you can watch the video and understand, or message me and talk about it instead of arguing and getting mad. Instead of just disliking the video because you don't like AR-15s, watch the video and so you can understand my beliefs and other people's reasoning behind their beliefs, instead of just hating each other. Just hating each other is never going to fix anything. So, Aggie Cowboy, I have plenty of other videos. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Thank you.